Right, here we go. I am live. I'm having fun. And let's get here just to be sure. Copy, minimize. Oh, see what I'm doing. Let's pull this up so I can read the comments. Very unusual video today. I can tell you that much ahead of time. But hopefully it'll be fun and educational. And it's something to do, especially if you are just wading through stuff and not doing it. Rob, hello, welcome. How are you, sir? Oh my. I was going to give you a call today, but yeah, just I can't believe you're here already. Right, let's just minimize that. There we go, sorry, that call. David Carlisle, welcome. Mike Wolf, hello. Wowzers, getting an awful lot of people here. I like that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I am just messing around at the moment, but I'm hoping to give you guys a little brief tutorial and educational on scrapping. Well, it's not really scrapping if you already have stuff, but I'll be working across some stuff and explaining things and also just having fun. Matt, good morning, sir. So, as Michael, smash! Oh, sorry. Okay. So I didn't see the above comment. Smashing is a good way to relieve stress, for the record. So, right, okay. So things I'm going to be talking about are basic stuff. I'm not going to go over a lot of people's head. I'm not going to treat you guys like you don't know anything, but at the same time, I'm going to say terminology. And if you don't know what it is, let me know. If any of you guys do want to pop up, then please say hi. Johnny Ray Highway Collector, good morning, sir. How are you? It is super awesome to see you in here. Yeah, Johnny Ray, just for the record, your parcel will be going off on Tuesday, not tomorrow, but a week on Tuesday. The reason being is I need to wait for my wife and kids to get back, and then I can send one of the little rascals out to deliver your item. That obviously you won. Congratulations. So I was going to email you. In fact, I still will, to give you full notification. And also I'm going to email you a couple of photos of the packaging along the way. This way you can see, the time, effort, and care that goes into it, but to ensure that you know what's going on. Grace, hello, welcome. I am amazed to be blessed by your grace, really. Right. Okay. So we got a couple of things here that I am going through. I'm just literally doing it. Honestly, if you can see what I have here, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of some of the items that I am working with, and I do mean tiny. The biggest thing that I do like to do is obviously recover gold. Gold is, key. Gold can be found in all sorts of electronics like this. You can see all the pins there. And then they can be found in various, IC chips, you name it. You take a look at this one here, and don't know if all that gold is showing there. That's all gold, guys. That is all gold. Well, that's fine. You're getting ready to be in the road for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Wow. So this here is actually just I won't even break open the back case at this point in time because I'm not ready to process it. But it's going to go in my collector's pile here of IC chips. I just removed it off the camera. So, but one of the things I would like to tell everyone, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. And you'll see some of what I like to do. Now, number one, disclaimer. Well, ASMAC, it varies on what you're doing and how quickly you're doing it. And the amount that you're actually processing. So I'm just starting with the very basics. I am not going to use chemicals. I'm indoors. I'm not in my fume hood. And there's no way I'm going to introduce, and I'm not going to show you guys how to do those chemicals, because I think that is wrong. And I have seen a lot of people get severely injured. However, there's a silver lining to all this. The stuff that I'm showing you now, anyone can do, and it can actually, earn you money, or you can earn you gold, or silver, or platinum, or palladium. There is so many things that you can do to help the process and to get a better return. I know a good friend of mine in America, and that's why does it forever stop with me? I always lose a name. Backyard scrapping, thank you. He will take your stuff and process it. Now, if you give him something like this, he's going to be a little bit annoyed, because he's not only going to have to trim all of this gold off, okay, he's then going to have to take off every single chip that's on here, and that's a pain in the butt. And a lot of this comes from your own free time. If you want to smash and bash, fantastic. This is what you need. So in fact, I got a giant bag here of round fingers, which this is what this is going to go into. And that's where it's going to sit. That way I can process it later and, focus on one task at a time. And a lot of this is tedious, but a lot of it's a lot of fun. In fact, actually, I just realized I got some more RAM chips. Some of you guys are probably sitting on stuff you don't even know you have, and you think, oh, it's not worth anything. Well, it actually is. And a lot of people just throw stuff away. And now, I'm not saying be a hog about stuff, but be realistic. The less we can put in the landfill, especially precious metal-wise, the better it is for us. And if we have it refined, either at a refinery or through someone in the community, then absolutely it's amazing. Reg, hello, sorry, I missed you. I'm just doing my own thing at the same time, so I am apologizing if I do miss anybody. Here's one of the things. I've actually stripped this component down to its last little bit. Now you're going to see these little tiny pins here. This is fun. And I do actually mean it's fun. It's incredibly annoying. But as you can see, whoop, no, that's not my pin one. That's my mistake one. As you can see here, I got my pins only. Pop this off, put this down, and I get out a little pair of pliers, and then I'm going to reach out while I'm doing this. So this, I am just going to be literally pulling out pins. It's kind of like pulling teeth, I suppose, but instead it's pins. And this can take a while to do. And I like to obviously ensure that I do it over, a container rather than just on a, look at that. I mean, it's so minute, it's unreal. And these are really heavily gold-plated on these ones. This came off of a hospital piece of equipment. But a lot of these things that you will get do not need to be done. I mean, if you just do this yourself, you get it to a point, and I'll show you some things where you're going to find this stuff. And I'll even maybe, what I plan to do is I'll actually strip down the phone as well completely, a brand new, or a newish phone, or maybe even an older phone. Some people will cringe, I guarantee you. But yeah, you'll be surprised at the amount that can be recovered. I don't know. Do I have my scales nearby? No, I think they're inside the workshop. I'm actually, I'm being incredibly cheeky, and I'm being incredibly careful, because all the stuff I'm doing here, you can actually do indoors. But as I said, if you're unsure of anything, it's best to always be in a well-ventilated area and to just know your stuff. So that's important because some of what you'll find inside of electronics can actually be quite harmful. And I don't want anyone to get harmed at all. Obviously, you need to worry about residual electricity, especially if you just got something, computers that have batteries that can store energy. You need to be careful and aware of that as well. But overall, it's not too bad. It's a lot of fun. Believe it or not, I'm almost halfway through. You do enough of these, you end up building yourself a fair whack. And a lot of these are plated, especially heavily plated, shall I say, in 18, but anywhere from 10 to 18 karat. Well, I've seen some as 22 karat gold as well. But mainly, you're looking at about 18 karat gold, which is kind of what's motivating me. I've watched the prices recently, and I was going to do a big video about gold, etc. That one's been stubborn. Somewhere. Hello. Oh, Jeepin, hello. Here, bud, get your butt up here. I'm so sorry, man. Hold on. There you go. If you want to jump on, man, be my guest, because I am just having some fun, and I am relaxing, enjoying myself, and I like to know how your bathroom's getting on. I was watching yesterday. Here he is, the sexy beast himself.
Hey, hello, my friend.
I'll do your favorite thing here of that. There you go.
There you go. Oh,
See,
I like that wide angle, baby.
I'm learning from you. How's the bathroom?
Down here in Kentucky, we say we'll learn you. How you doing this morning, sir?
No, I'm all right. I've just been trying to keep myself busy, being active, enjoying myself at the moment. Let me just pause for it. I've gotten that much of it through. And also to warn people about some of the little stupid mistakes that I've done kind of early on, because everyone thinks that they can refine. Well, I have been left with a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah.
And when you start doing this, you start pulling off all these gold pins, okay?
Yeah.
It's so easy to say, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to melt them, right?
Well, it's not pure gold. I mean, you got all, yeah. You got to usually, I've watched the chemical treatments and how they do that and separate the gold from everything else. And
yeah, the problem with these are 500 grams each.
Yeah.
Now, these will need to be remelted into and then dropped into tiny beads. Otherwise, it will take forever and a day to refine.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of crazy. You have them that big.
Yeah, it's one of those nightmares of, I end up going through all of my pins, and I was, having a great time doing it. And I thought, you know what? Just because I think I was just lazy, quite frankly.
Well, don't you get excited when you find old electronics somebody's thrown away, because that's where the good shit's at, right? Whoop, already cussing on somebody else's stream. Sorry.
No, absolutely. You know what? I do. Although right now I'm kind of turning people away. I have way too much. And I know that's probably never a thing, but when storage then becomes a premium, you start questioning yourself. You think, well, I really need to get onto this and start to do something about it.
Yeah.
Just in this bag over here, there are in excess of 40 something cell phones. So once I'm done doing this and a couple of little things, I'll actually pull those out and show them. And then I'll just start stripping apart one of them. In fact, I got an old Motorola V flip phone. Oops, there you go. Old Motorola flip phone, the StarTech phone.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rip it apart.
I'm gonna switch over to chat real fast to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Joe
Oh,
Durbin in the building. Good Lord, what is going on? Go Washington, pay dirt. What's
wow.
up? I'm still using the old name. Mike Wolf's in the building. Boop, boop. Rob Sick. What is going on?
Yep. I am looking at chat as I do this, and I'm kind of, I think my head's getting shooken back and forth as I'm pulling this. You don't need to be physically too quick, but at the same time, you need to have a good, strong grip and have the right tools, I suppose.
Ridge. How's Dad doing this morning? My daddy Durbin. Dude, I'm beat, bro. I'm still on only a few hours of sleep.
Are you really?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get this bathroom done.
I know that. That's why I was. I mean, yeah. And I could not believe that our stream went on. Well, I mean, your stream went on that long. I was expecting that we would have a very short, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours type of a stream.
I kept track of who got what. The problem is I didn't keep track of the price of what everything went for. So I might have to go back through and.
Well, I took a look, and I think that we had gone over the 3,000 mark.
I don't know. I'll have to look.
Well,
I just want to make sure that everybody was everybody made the right payments and everything like that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then some people bought stuff for other people. You know how that goes. So I just want to make sure that everybody is gonna get their stuff. And like I said, I'm just having some coffee and cigar, and I'll be back at it. I got to get the bathtub in today. Then I'm gonna put insulation in the wall first. Then, man,
have you completely finished the walls and stuff?
They're not drywall, but no, I did finish all the walls. I got them all installed, done it right. Everything's square like it's supposed to be.
Yep.
I did the niche spots that I was showing yesterday that I was working on. Both of those are done. And I'm glad I stopped and went on to something else because my ideal that I came up with looks so much better than like just square. So I actually put the lower one as a rectangle, and the upper one as stand up wise, and the other one. So you can have different sizes shelves, and because if you do it long ways, it creates more room. So I did one each, and so you got a different little eye appeal going on. The window was completely removed now. The header I fixed the header and the jack. Then of course, I'd put all the rest of the studs in the wall. I was doing it one at a time, to where because I was doing the plumbing. So all the plumbing's in. Got the water turned on last night. Did a little test, and I got a bad valve inside the faucet. So I got to turn. So I turned the water back off until the faucet that gets in the bathtub is where that one, because you want to turn all your waters on before you actually do anything else. Before you ruin anything in there, in case you have
exactly.
But nothing else leaked. So I mean, there's a lot. I mean, that's the only part. So that's no big deal. I'll get that fixed. Bathtub is going in today. That's going to be, if anybody knows doing bathrooms, the bathtub, because I went from a steel bathtub where I carried the whole tub outside by myself, no problem, to a
Mm-hmm.
cast iron tub that's like 350 freaking pounds. And I have 60 inches and it's a 60-inch tub. So the opening is 60 inches. So if anybody knows anything with doing with tubs and how big they are, this is going to be quite of a task to get done this morning.
Okay, I could imagine, but
Because most time, like you go ahead.
no, I was just say it sounds crazy.
Oh
Trying
yeah.
to lift all that, and yeah.
But once that's done, the bathtub's in. I mean, yeah, it's drywall next, sheet, all the sheetrock. But a lot of people put regular drywall in there. I
Mm-hmm.
put green. The whole bathroom's gonna be green board. I hate screwing around, man.
I don't blame you.
So yeah, by the time you shut the bathroom door, you can have a flood in there, man. Go in there and use it as a swimming pool. That's how waterproof this damn room's going to be.
I was
So,
admiring your tools as well. What the heck were you using to do those cuts? Not your big mumbo jumbo, but that other one.
okay. The Dremel saw that little edger
Yeah.
thing.
Was
Yeah,
it a Dremel?
yeah, that thing is awesome. And the cool thing about it is, and like I said, I had to take studs out or cut part of a stud that was, to a drywall wall on the other side. So, you put a little wood saw on there and I turn up the RPMs pretty high. I mean, believe it or not, it don't vibrate as much. It's weird. And the cut is not as abrasive if you go on a slower torque speed, which will cut deeper and faster, quicker. But if you do it at a high we don't like neighbors around here.
That was good news. That was really good news.
Oh, good.
The Edinburgh Assay office is stamping my stuff, and they wanted to clarify what I meant by stamping the front side on 4 of my items, which are my button rounds, which is really the back side. So yeah.
So when I cut that board, like I said, I was being really slow and meticulous about it. And like I said, and that's like anything. It's like, just take your time. You don't want to create more work than, that you need, obviously.
Yep.
So I got it all built, went in the bedroom because that's what's on the other side of that wall. Didn't have even a divot done. So, I mean, the drywall all in place. None of the nails came poking out or anything like that. It turned out really good. I overbuild my walls. I overbuild everything because you never know what you have to deal with in the future, where things are actually going to go in the future. So I always add a little extra here and there. So, originally started out with only 5 studs, but man, I'm telling you, I end up going through 5, 10, 15, 16 studs, brand new studs that I ended up having to get and put in that bathroom.
Dang.
Well, because I mean,
that adds up though.
Huh?
That adds up though really quickly.
Not really. Studs are not that expensive here, but it's the principle of it. I like to overbuild stuff. The wall it's solid as a rock. I like to sure things up. I added corner pockets. You gotta look at drywall breaks and things like that. So I add stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually thinking about adding a block all this morning. I'm just kind of thinking about it, actually adding blocking all the way around the bathroom in between the studs.
All right.
Because I'm actually adding bead railing, chair railing, basically in the bathroom all the way around. So that's a good nailer to go to too. Instead of trying to figure out the studs, the height. So the stud, or it's going to go right in the block. So you're not going to miss anything. So you're not going to have stuff shooting through and not attaching or anything. So.
Yeah.
And if you got extra scrap wood around to be able to do that, which I kind of do because I tore out so many old studs because I just wasn't happy with it and the way they It's amazing what you find when you tear down walls, of you know what people's done and how they got things rigged. Like I said, what blew my mind away was it's an exterior wall, and the header over the window wasn't even on the jack. I'm like, what the freakity frack?
Yeah.
I was like, man, come on, people. So I took my Sawzall, cut all the nails and stuff out inside the jack, cleaned it out. I took the longest deck mate screw that I could find because I was having a hard time getting it over.
Mm-hmm.
So I did add a shim inside of it so I can have something to grab onto to help pull the nail. So I added a shim basically in the jack header.
Yeah.
And so when I screwed in with this long neck, it started pulling it all together. So, I mean, so I got this much. I mean, so I got, you know, about a quarter off on the jack, but I got most of the header back on the jack. So that's good without having to tear that whole wall down, which would be, I'd still be in there working on that stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, did you put a stop system in your for your water? Like,
I put them everywhere, bro.
okay. No, I was just wondering because I mean, with you saying that you have to turn off your water.
Well, because the like the sinks and stuff like that, they didn't have shutoff valves. So to actually, if you needed just to work on one thing, you had to shut the water off to the whole house.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
so I added them to, you know, the sinks, everything, individuals. I got, you know, yeah. So I've been doing a lot of work on that. Just like I said, I want to do it right. I couldn't believe there wasn't shutoff valves.
No, and it's best to actually add them in because you know it's like you've already said. It's in the event of an emergency, it's important to have it. What have I
Look at all these
missed?
beautiful people.
I know. I'm just looking at them, and I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to figure out
know.
away. Bradley, hi.
Johnny Ray, misplaced Youper girl. Well, look at that sexy woman there. What's going on? How you doing, baby?
I was gonna do a wolf call, but she'd probably kill me. See, I wasn't gonna do that. There you go. You can kick his backside, not mine. Although I know how well, no, I was gonna say I know how a female mind works. I'd probably get my head kicked in anyway. So I was gonna say, just I'm guilty by association. These are neodymium magnets.
Then my buddy Lemonhead's in the building. That's awesome to see him. Oh, it's always good to see Lemonhead. And we got to keep on pushing. I guess it said, I hope I did say Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn did it. Now I said Dunn did it. That reminds me of Zeric Farm, guys. I got to go watch the latest and greatest video. I haven't even done that yet this morning. Because I was actually getting on YouTube to go watch it. And then I saw you were live, so squirrel.
The only reason I went live, and I was toying with the idea about waiting until like 5 o'clock. Then I did plan to do it around 1:30. But then I thought, no, okay. Then I was going to do it at 5 o'clock. But I thought, you know, I'm already set up, and I think you will most likely be busting your backside again in your bathroom for the moment.
Yeah, I actually live streamed from there yesterday. I was like, I just.
I know you would. But you did it later as well. I mean, much later.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how I am. I do not like to step on anybody's toes, but I knew that you still have a mountain of a job left to do.
Oh yeah.
And I was just trying to be. So don't take this the wrong way. I was being 100% polite, thinking, well, yeah, okay, I think I'll get away. If I see him stream, then I'll stop. So that's quite simple. It's just out of respect, mutual things. Oh, Bradley Heights, thank you, buddy.
What did he just? Bradley Height, my buddy, my friend, my pal. I'm excited. What's up? S-Mac's in the building. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and do something for S-Mac. If you need stickers, you need channel stickers made, designed, help with, that's your man. You need T-shirts, hats, that's your man.
Can I let you all know a little secret? Asmac is doing mine. I'm just waiting.
Ooh.
I'm just waiting to hear. There's a nice copper bit right in the middle. This is the actual bit that writes on the um, DVD or CD, whatever you want to call it, which has palladium and platinum on it. But there's a lovely copper bit here that I always like to grab, just because it's so easy to do. You say
Yeah,
that
so
one has
the
difficulty.
person who wins my bar, of course, would be out of country. So that's just more I have to ship out of country.
Oh, I know, right? And it was lightly collapsed. I mean, you sent me an email, as you know, because I've sent it to you,
Yeah.
and so that's it. So I passed on to lightly collapse that I have actually done it. I was joking with him. I said I'm actually going to misdirect the his details because I wanted that bar. I didn't even get in a place on there. I thought, what the heck?
You know what? Hopefully this week I'll be able to ship your stuff off. I'll just ship it all to you. Yeah, in the bar. You can take care of it.
I will take care of that for you, buddy. Don't worry.
I mean,
I have,
seriously, that has saved me a lot of like extra freaking paperwork to fill out.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, on the serious side, I'll acknowledge I received it, and it's one of those
Dude,
things that I
man,
don't
dude,
have an
I
issue.
trust you wholeheartedly, man. I have no doubts about you, bro.
Oh, well, I hope not.
No,
But yeah.
you're fine, bro, for real. So you don't ever have to say that kind of stuff to me.
Oh, hold on. Chief, I need to put you in contact with someone in chat. Grace, are you still in chat? If Grace is still in chat, can you please stand up? Please stand up.
Wow.
Because I am looking for Grace if she is still here. That I have a contact for you, Jeeps, and I think that you're going to appreciate it if she's here.
Is that to do with the Irish currency?
Going well, yeah. She basically goes all the way back, Celtic, etc., and incredibly knowledgeable. She's just an amazing part. There she is, Grace, in chat. Please,
Great.
can you hook up with Jeep and John, my good friends here? I know Jeeps, you explain it while I'm doing my stuff, but this is inside of a hard drive. I'm not going to rip it right now.
What do I explain? From ancient Celtic to modern?
Well,
Irish coinage and currency?
Yeah, she's the person who can help you out, trust me.
Or what type of stuff that I do, and that's why I like it. And
explain what you're after, and she can honestly hook you up, help you out, find out whatever needs to be done, and go from there.
Yeah, I would like to get some actually ancient Iron Age, something around the Iron Age. Definitely anything Iron Age. I would love to get. Yeah, the Latine era, anything like that. Even up to modern. I really like the currency. I got quite a few coins, but ancient coins are freaking awesome. But I know ancient Celtic coins are really freaking expensive. But that's the type of stuff that I like to collect because my heritage is Irish Scottish, but I also do immerse living history, and I'm actually Tuatha Defanya is the name of our group, and our generic name is called Ring Tribe. We actually reenacted certain time period at a certain location and everything. We actually dress, fight, everything. I mean, we actually combat is actual sport. You actually, it's full contact. It hurts. And but I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and since I was probably about 8 years old. And when I got into coin collecting and everything like that, and one of the things that when I went to a coin show is the people at the coin show. One of the guy actually had ancient coins, but I don't even know what the hell I was looking at. But he had a fibula, and I was like, "Whoa, I know exactly what a fibula is." So I got to talking to him and explaining him about what it is, and actually I bought some from him, and they're actually archaeological digs, and I gave those away as gifts, even old money rings, and because some of the money was actually used as rings, and because they were made of different metals, so they were different values, thickness, and everything like that. That was actually dig finds, and I gave those away as gifts because our people in my group and everything, we actually, it's awesome to be able to pull something out of the ground that's been in there since 500 to 600 BCE, and actually wear and use again is the way it was supposed to. Like I would love to get an old axe head that I've been looking at and eyeballing from one of these antiquities dealers that I really want to give a friend of mine, but it's going to cost a lot. But I think that would be his prized possession. The thing about it is, those things get, as old as they are and stuff like that, we'll actually clean it up and actually put it to use again the way it was meant to be used from that time period. So, but I love Irish currency, Irish coins, and everything like that. So,
all right, Bradley, thank you for popping in. It was super awesome to have you, buddy. Grace has sent me a message down below, and she asked me if I could pass on her email to you. So I just asked her to send me a generic email and to my private account, which you already have. And you guys can get in touch, and you can put your wish list from top to bottom. And this person here knows her stuff. She'll help you find it.
Bye, Bradley.
And she'll definitely do it. Here's one of the things I'm going to tell everyone to stay away from personally. If you're recycling batteries, yeah, you may be tempted by that minute bits of gold. Don't. I personally would not like to mess about with this. The tiny bit of moisture, if you even connect a cell, it will explode. I've done it, and I got lucky as hell. Heck, there you go. I nearly said the wrong word.
What hell? That's a bad word.
Well, it probably is. I have no idea. You know how YouTube can be sometimes. Here's some of the things you guys probably have around your house. Yeah. Right. Who remembers and probably has loads of these, connectors, and micro adapters. Those have gold. Simple. I have no idea what these are. I need to probably check them out first. 4 GB and can't read that one. Yeah, these are the micro SD cards. Yeah, those are gold. So, it's easy to strip those off and to go away with them. But yeah, definitely you want to be just ripping them apart. One of the things that I use personally for these is I'll just throw them in a bath of acetone and leave it alone.
That makes my life easier. We got an awesome porn community in here this morning. What's up, Brian's World Mechanic?
So let me find out what one am I going to do? Because honestly, this is one bag of many, and I'm sure you've seen these before, Jeeps.
Yeah.
Some stuff away. One of the things I will say to anyone is if you are working with phones or any kind of brand new electronics that you want, or you're going to start ripping apart, wear gloves for God's sakes, because a lot of these things here are the screens get damaged. Honestly, it's so freaking easy to see. It's unreal. Where's that Motorola? Because I really want to destroy a Motorola right now. Look at this one. One of the old Samsung original. Lots of Sony's. I just can't see where everything is. Knowing my luck will be at the bottom. Got iPods, got all sorts of crud. Oh well, I'll grab one of these and start ripping it apart. There we go. Here's a newer. Let's play the older one. Yeah, let's do an LG one. This one's old. Yeah. It's a lot of fun just messing about. All of these have the batteries out.
Shane, what's up, my buddy, my friend? Trust me, I'm about to get back to work. My cigar break's almost over with.
Oh, Uncle and niece says, hello, sorry, unknown stalker, hello. Lemonhead Penny, wow. Brian's World of Mechanic. Brian, if you want to pop up, buddy, here's the link as well.
It's past breakfast time for Brian. I know he's all good.
He should be, yeah.
Jeeps you, sexy beast you. Amy, baby. Let me tell you what. Sublime Mad Dog, what's up, my friend? Let's get back to Misplaced You, big girl. Trust me, baby, I found you. I'll find you misplaced.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not joking when I say about this. I am going to be wearing gloves. It says device is not connected. It's Captain Jerk that's coming on. Here we go.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
I flew in under the radar. How you doing?
Well, I still saw you.
Oh, man. What's up, Cap?
Just trying to freaking get some coffee.
No, Alexander, I don't. I just smash everything. That's kind of my thing. When it comes to mobile phones, I really don't care what the monetized value of
this one too?
The screen would be. Yeah, I know people like to preserve them or save them, but it's just like
This one's total garbage. I promise you. You can have this one.
It'll cost more to send it than it's worth. So.
Correct.
I mean, I watch these things actually sell on eBay or on Facebook groups or you name it for this. So easy to pop open.
My legs are cramping.
Oh, Jesus. Tiny screwdriver, and I just did this immediately to the phone.
Yes, my child.
This is how crud these things work.
The morning sexy. There it is right there. I'll get all the picture. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys rock. Oh, he is a beauty.
Oh, yeah. Hey, baby. That's.
How you doing? I'm gonna start talking dirty to her. Look at it, man. She's gorgeous. I swear to God, if you ever do a freaking hit your target and you do your giveaway for the Jeep, which is a major pipe dream, but realistic actually. I'm gonna rig it so that I can get the dang thing.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, if I got goals, like I said, at one point, if I get enough subscribers that I'm going to send a couple out on a vacation anywhere around the world, their choice, things like that,
Gotcha. One of the most frustrating things that I see with a lot of channels is a disconnect with viewers. And that bugs me. That really bugs me. And if I ever come to that point, I want to shut down my channel because I'm not worthy.
Well, I try to, the problem is you change is the problem I see with these channels that's gotten big. They got away from the basics or where they came from or, what they were originally about. And they plateau and they just get stagnant and they lose. And I mean, it's kind of like, then you hear them, why am I losing subscribers and blah, 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 and all this. I'm like, well, you got away from what you really were. I mean, you grew for a reason. I mean,
this is not copper, by the way. This is one of the old boards. It does have copper underneath it.
But my beautiful people, I have to get back to work.
Oh, buddy.
My brisache is over with. I got to go work on figuring out how I'm going to get this tub in.
Well, I wish you all the best because I know that it's not going to be easy. If I was
Yeah.
there, I would offer assistance or get friends over to help you, but I know that's not going to happen.
That's why you
So,
moved over there, to quit helping people move.
yeah, exactly, right? I mean, come on.
And
All
I
right,
would love
get
to
to work
come
on
help.
your tub, you tubby doofus.
But after that goes in, man, it's going to be going pretty quick after that. So
I know. He definitely will be cheap, S-Mac.
So what type of wood are you going to use for the hardwood floor?
I'm not. I'm putting tile.
Okay. Damn it, Jeeps.
Later, guys.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. And he's off.
Tile. I'll tile you.
You know, I'm just waiting for him to come back later, and then, I mean, S-Mac's 100% right. He'll be back on because he'll achieve something, but then he'll have to cut because he'll get frustrated. It's so funny. He makes me laugh. But I feel for his pain because we've all been there. So you start something, and then it's just like, oh my God, what have I got myself into?
Have you seen this table over here? Have you seen anything that's been going on this table in the last few years?
Yeah, actually. Well, no, actually, I'm not sure if it's not that. Yeah, it is that table because it's your toolbox to your right.
It's right there.
Your toolbox.
The red one.
Yeah.
Right
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. So, all right. Yeah.
I put the table against the wall. Well, toward the wall more. It's not directly on the wall, but it's like, it's as close as I dare get without freaking, putting it directly on the wall because, the babies next door might freaking start crying.
Yeah. No. So, well, the only
Even though
good
it
thing,
sounds like they're throwing bowling balls against the wall sometimes. I'm like, dude, are you freaking kidding? Whatever.
I don't understand some people's mentality, honestly. Well,
They're
there are
okay.
a lot of stupid people in this world.
They don't like me, and they have a great disdain for other people in the building, and they are drunks. So they freaking they're still very young too. They're like, I think she's just turning 21, and she's been drunk the whole time that she's been here for like at least 2 years. He comes home at like freaking 9 o'clock in the morning, freaking shit faced, and it's just like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you freaking? Come on. There's no way I want to live here anymore, dude. Just no.
I know. And I hope eventually you get another place to live. That's ridiculous. No one should have to put up with that.
It's more than just that. There's lots of reasons to move out of here. Anyway, I'll get off of that subject on to a different one. I haven't looked in the chat yet. So, Full Push Metals, how you doing? Amy, good to see you. I hope you're feeling well.
And I hope you're also taking it easy. If you're not taking it easy, well, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll be mad, okay? There you go. Be mad.
Hey, Alexander, how you doing? Great to see you. S-Mac, Jeff Dunn, Lemonhead Penny, David Carlisle, Jeepers, Basehead, Rock OG, 12S. How you doing?
No, it's insane.
No, that's 12, I believe. Anyway.
All right. But yeah, there's an awful lot of people in here, and I am just amazed. I am blown away.
Brian's World?
Brian's World, yeah, I'm trying to get him up here.
Sublime Mad Dog, how you doing? Joe Doibin. I see a bunch of comments from him.
Yeah, Mr. Joe Durbin, for that matter. Yeah.
Oh, it's Shane's in a chat there too. Wow, look at all these wonderful people.
It's just full of love in here. And
Yes, you've got all these great people in your chat, and you got a freaking dork like me on your panel. What happened?
you crept up on my panel. I just hit the accept button.
What happened?
I know, right? How did my life fall apart? No, honestly. You've been as much of a supporter as everyone here in chat has been. So
I try.
you do more than try, bud. You
Hey.
seriously do.
Bradley Height was in here, but he took off.
I know. He did say he had to go though, but I think he's probably waiting for Jeepin's stream.
Unknown
We all know
Stacker's
he's
even in here, and nobody even knows that guy. You know, because he's unknown.
Oh, I know. Unknown mystery. You know, as far as I keep thinking Unknown Stacker is really international stalker. That's what I think. Yep. I am just kidding, though.
Hey, Jess, how you doing? Good to see you. Fantastic to freaking see you in here today.
I don't have anything to pop that, so I'll have to deal with that later. Oh well. Oh, here we go. Pop these things off. So yeah, there's a plethora of stuff. I mean, everyone has some kind of electrical thing, whether it be a phone, whether it be whatever inside their household, and you don't have to go to the extent of refining it, but separating it is something that's really will help you. So separate it into pins. Now you don't have to obviously do anything from there. Don't do what I did and melt them down. Big no-no. It causes more of a headache. Also, you're going to see IC chips. Now, if you don't know what an IC chip is on a computer, it looks like all sorts of stuff. IC, you see, we all see IC. Yeah. Well, an IC chip looks like that. Or, well, pretty much you can see in here. See all the different ICs. And they have a lot of gold on them. There's an awful lot of gold on these things. Trying to get this one, if it will come out, but you know how these things are. You want something to come out, and it will most likely fight you to the very end, and then you lose. This is one of those. This is what they call a ceramic IC, and you'll understand why. A, it's not only ceramic, but B, all of these are 22 karat and really high purity pins. So, and it's a proper AMD, and then there's a bit of platinum here. But yeah, these here actually sell on their own. This chip here in my hand, for stupid amounts of money. I can get, a gram of gold just for one of these stupid things, and I have quite a few in here. But yeah, definitely keep your
they're plated, but it doesn't matter, David Carlisle, because it's still gold,
And they're heavily plated gold. So the recovery rate on them with the platinum and everything else on them, it adds up incredibly quickly. As I was saying, these are 500 grams. Well, overall, these are in total 1,500 grams of melted pins that I stupidly did. I melted them. I was dumb. And now, I was saving them all the stuff for the winter. I decided I'll just melt them down. And then I kind of realized my mistake immediately. Anyone who refines in here, you're going to know automatically that this is a big, big, big no-no. And that's because in order to dissolve this and to get it into its pure gold state, so eliminate all the brass, nickel, copper, alloys, all the other impurities, silver as well could be in here. it's going to take an awful long time. You're going to have to do it bar by bar, or melt all these down, put it into shop, then refine it. And then, of course,
because people are going to go through that effort, dude. Yeah, I know. I watch refining videos, and I've seen Sri Tips, and I've seen other dudes that freaking use aqua and things like that. And yeah, it's an undertaking. It really is an undertaking.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, there's things, because I have what I call my gold-plated bit as well.
Yeah, this is not for profit. This is a labor of love. This is just because you can and you want to, for no other reason.
So I got watch bezels. Of course, we have watch straps.
You know, I can turn that's not a solid gold bezel.
It's an 18 karat gold.
Is it solid, really?
Yeah, it's 18 karat.
Wow, I could turn that into a freaking into a nice freaking pendant.
Yeah. This is
I could do a lot with that.
heavily plated gold with heavily plated palladium.
Palladium.
It's one of my palladium. And I got a bunch of this stuff. And it's just
I remember when palladium was $150 or $200 an ounce, and then it shot to like 800 over the last few years, and I'm like, yeah, derpy derp. I was blown away. I was like, wow, I had a chance to get in on the ground floor of the Palladium hike, and I missed it because I was poor and I didn't have any money to spend on it. Nothing to invest.
Well, it is one of those things, bud. Let me see if I can flip the camera around, because there's no point in looking at that anymore. You guys can look at my ugly mug. I don't know which is worse of a thing to do, because I'm not going to be.
It's your channel, dude. You point your camera. Oh my goodness! It's a Captain Jerk show.
Yeah, I ended up messing up that one.
It's your show, dude.
That's all right. I have no idea what I'm doing sometimes. So there you go. Actually, I say sometimes, all the time. And there you go. You can see my gamer shirt. It's such an old kid. My kids bought it for me. I love them. So yeah. I have no idea what we're talking about now. Deer in a headlight moment. Oh, palladium.
Metal refinement. Yeah, palladium.
Yeah, palladium. One of my friends bought several. I think in excess of about 20 ounces, well before, and is now holding on to them because they're so stupidly priced. The only people that will accept them are refineries at the moment. And even though he's going to get slightly less than spot value, it doesn't really matter to him because he knows fine well, what he paid. It was ridiculous. And I think the next thing that's going to really explode, or very soon, and I've been saying this for a while, that's platinum. I keep buying platinum in small increments, along my gold, along with my silver, but I have a budget for platinum. So
the only reason that platinum isn't freaking 5 times what it is right now is because of the demand. There's no demand for it.
Well, there is, but it's
industrial demand for it, but there's no there's a commercial freaking demand for it, but there's no freaking practical household usage for it. So the industries pay for it, but the freaking household people like us, you and I, the schmucks of the world, we are not going to freaking pay that kind of freaking prices for platinum jewelry, especially since it's harder to work with and it sells for more as a piece of jewelry. You look at gold and you look at platinum. pound for pound, ounce for ounce, even if they're at the same spot value, what's going to sell for more? The platinum jewelry every time.
Yep.
It's more durable, yes. And it doesn't take a freaking patina or anything. But
it will never tarnish.
Yeah, that doesn't take away from the fact that there's less of it on the planet even, but you got to figure who's going to pay for it when they charge that much money.
An awful lot of people do, actually. So
no, I understand that a lot of people still do, regardless. But there's not as many people as there would be buying gold. Okay, people are always.
The argument stems in your part of your statement, which is that obviously it is rarer, it's less plentiful, and that's where palladium comes in. Because if you look at the tables, the periodic table, you're going to see that platinum is here, palladium is here, gold is here, silver is there.
Yes, I'm aware of the periodic.
So, I mean, silver is a byproduct of people who are searching for gold. Platinum, you may find when you're gold mining, but tends to usually get dismissed. Although the refineries and places are saying, "Oh, wait a minute, we're going to cash in on this. Thank you." Usually with gold, especially in places like Australia or up in I want to say like Canada, that area, is that it's covered in a quartz. Definitely, I know in Mexico it has there's quartz in it, and it's a right pain to actually extract it from. Hold on a minute here. Alexander Smith says platinum is more than the gold, same as Asian gold. I've seen Asian gold. Okay, but overall, I mean, that's why palladium is so high up. People really don't use palladium on a massive scale for anything. It's so dang expensive. But you're looking at hospital equipment, things like that, and you're definitely going to find that. Military, you're going to find palladium. Platinum, military, 100%. Also, any cables going under the ocean, that's what platinum is. They're using platinum cables because of its, it's relatively close to the copper silver side of things for conductivity, but it doesn't tarnish, so it's not going to be affected by seawater.
What, palladium?
The platinum.
Oh, I was going to say, what?
God, yeah. I think I was a kid when gold was about, I think I can remember when gold was in the region of only $100 or so an ounce. Yeah. Lemonhead says platinum in every catalytic converter. Oh, sorry, palladium is in every catalytic converter. It was. It isn't anymore. They stopped that.
Yeah, it used to have rhodium,
Yep.
and a bunch of other freaking rare elements in it, and it's like, well,
Yeah. They've since bypassed that, engineered it all around it, because at the end of the day, the tolerances for most cars, and I know for myself, when you rip off or you lose half of your exhaust system and the cap is attached to it, replacing just the cap, or catalytic converter, is a nightmare, because it's like, how much? The exhaust will cost me only £100, and that's for two tailpipes, the mufflers, and everything else. And even custom work, maybe let's say add another £100 onto that for the labor and all the custom work. Then you have a catalytic converter, which will set you back, let's say £800. What? Yeah.
Buy one used. Go to the freaking go to the junkyard.
Not really that plentiful, and they won't sell you that over in this country.
Really?
Yep. Over here, this is a really good blended whiskey. Hello, by the way. Um, Over here, they have really strict rules. The only time that you can go to a junkyard or a quote scrapyard is for things that may be simple, like a headlight. There's tight restrictions on what you can, take off a vehicle. Anything engine parts are usually a big no-no. The exhaust system is a big absolute no-no. You can take off the rims of a car. Suspension's allowed, but you need to be extremely careful.
You get what you pay for and with suspension to begin with.
Gotcha. But I mean, I've gone to them before where, I've seen like a brand new Aston Martin smashed up from the rear end. And I'm looking at it going, I could rebuild that.
Yeah.
But the government says, no, it has to be crushed. And you're thinking, I just want the engine, please. And in order for you just to get the engine, and this is assuming you go to a reputable scrapyard who will sell it, because I mean, I don't even think the backyard scrapyards will, because their name's going to be on that they've received that vehicle. So it'll have a vehicle identification number or a VIN number.
High blended whiskey.
But yeah, you're looking at, trying to fill in all this paperwork to take it back to fit it into, another vehicle. But yeah, it's insane. Went through the roof. Yep. Lemonhead. I'll probably guys saying that. I know, David. I miss that. I miss going to a junkyard. I will confess, one of my little secrets or loves of going to a junkyard was picking up fuses. How many of you guys have actually done that?
What?
Gone to a junkyard or scrapyard to buy a part. Whilst you're there, grab a few fuses.
Depends on if I need them or not.
Well,
usually
yeah.
Fuses are kind of cheap, so I mean, I don't mind buying fuses when I need them.
Well, I've done it.
I mean, if there's certain fuses that you can't get.
Yes. Well, fuses, stroke, relays.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I've done it. I bought other things, like much more expensive stuff at the same time, and you're thinking, okay, I've just bought a spoiler, the bonnet, or the trunk, and boot or trunk, and yeah, okay, I'll have a couple of fuses and relays as well. I've rebuilt a few totaled out cars. I do auto body. See, I used to do auto body Sublime. So it's nice getting the cars cheap and getting them repaired. You can still do that in this country, but we have different categories. And if the insurance company deems it to be a complete, total, and utter write-off and never to be put back on the road, certain elements of the vehicle can never be sold. In fact, most of the car will just be completely crushed. But yeah, there's different categories, and then it will still stay with you, and you have to have your vehicle rechecked after completing all of the work that's required. Additionally, any other damage that may be there as well.
I remember seeing a video about there being a problem with scrap metal in the UK. Like they're like cars just getting left different places, and it being an eyesore, either that or in the way. There's not a lot of room in the UK. There's a finite amount of space on the island. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it freaking. It was like a PSA, a public service announcement or whatever, and freaking. It was. It wasn't meant to scare anybody necessarily, or freaking put ideas in anybody's heads more than just freaking take a little pride in your community. Let's clean it up, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I think what you witness is one of our typical types of videos about neighborhoods and like a neighborhood pride video type of situation. I mean, the scrapyard here are extremely regulated. The government doesn't like to have old vehicles on the road, but if you do have an old vehicle, like I have a very old motorcycle. It's actually a historic motorcycle, and it is. I don't have to pay road tax. I don't have to pay and have anyone check out my vehicle. So an MOT or like a DVLA or SVA test, whatever. I can just, because it's so old, they deem it that you're going to, of course, take pride in that vehicle and you're going to look after it, which is really true. I mean, you're looking at like 1950s stuff. You're not going to find a lot of vehicles that are going to be unroadworthy. However, if you are pulled by a police officer and, hey, your suspension's collapsed or you have holes that are poking out, you know what? That car is going to be removed or a bike's going to be removed. So there's a certain amount of trust within the vehicle. But the UK really does a major recycling with all of its vehicles. They're really keen on that, including minimizing any kind of waste. So they do like to reuse and recycle everything. As I would say to the point that California is really, like really tough on vehicles.
I know that it's pretty difficult to find a decent Mini over there.
No, I can find one like in 3 seconds.
Well, like the older Minis.
No, I could find one of those if you like in seconds.
Really?
We've already proven this. You wanted an old Cooper S or something.
No. That wasn't me. But I have a friend that's he lost his Mini. It caught on fire.
Oh right, yeah, I remember this conversation.
Oh, did I have this conversation with you? All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
and I looked it up for you, and I found it straight away. So what?
he wanted like a 1960s or something.
Okay.
I believe.
Let's have a look here, and
I don't know how far they go back, but I want to say 61, 62.
All right. What I'll do is initially I'll have a quick look because I mean the Mini hasn't really changed.
Yeah,
apart from obviously the new one. That's a little.
It was also right-hand drive.
Yeah, that's all of our vehicles over here.
I know. I'm just saying his was all original, like everything. That was one of his his dreams to have that freaking car, appropriately to, those driving circumstances on right-hand drive and all original.
Do you want it to be a Mini Cooper or just a Mini?
Well, a 1960s.
Yeah, I just typed in classic Mini at the moment just to see what I'm going to pop up with.
No.
Classic cars is where I want it to be. And then internet's just going a little bit slow here. Not sure why. Oh yes, because I'm streaming. That's why. Okay. Ah, right. Here we go. Okay, so it's brought me up new crap again. Right, okay, so a 1973 Mini Mark III. It's not the Cooper. There's bidding at £620 at the moment. I'm just scrolling down to have some look. Because I mean, realistically, a lot of these things you're going to want. There's a barn find, is £610 again. So equaling about $800. Then of course you got shipping. Austin Mini, which looks in immaculate condition here, is in £2,570 at the moment. 72 is bidding at 3,600. Buy it now at 5,500. I mean, they're not expensive at all. I could buy a Porsche for less. Or for about the same price, really. I mean, there's the Piccadilly, the Austin Mini Piccadilly. That is, I don't know what year that is. Hold on. They claim this one's a cool project. I like to see. It looks pretty good, but oh right, that's the '86 version. That's why. Yeah, I was wondering why it was so low. Yeah, but overall, I mean, the minis. There's no point in looking any further. The minis over here, they're not expensive, and if your friend really does want one, I am more than happy to have it here, not too far away from the docks, and I can get it transported. One of my friends owns a haulage firm, and that's not an issue. Foxrun Forge, how you doing?
Hey, it's Foxrun Forge. What's up, bud?
Yeah, super impressed. So, yeah, but minis are just amazing. They're fun. They're little cars. I can't fit in the dang things, so I don't like them, quite frankly.
I have really long legs.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's the majority of my body.
I should be 6'1", but I'm not. I'm 5'10". So just imagine the legs of a man that's 6'1" on a man that's 5'10".
Okay, so imagine my legs on my wife, basically. Because I'm 6'4". So I don't want to imagine that thought. That's a really horrible thought. I have hairy legs.
So you're a little taller than Hazy Days.
A little tiny bit.
But you're a little shorter than Johnny Five.
Yeah, probably. I think Basehead's pretty dang tall as well. Basehead, I think, beats me.
My friend Johnny Five lives in Yorkshire, and he
just around the corner for me then, because I'm in Yorkshire.
Yeah, he
Mr. Durbin.
He's about 6.5 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
Just about 6.5 feet tall. My friend Hazy Days is 6'3", and he lives in Wales.
That's not Yorkshire.
No, I said Hazy Days.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you just merged the two together. So
no, I said my friend Hazy Days lives in Wales, in Cardiff.
Cardiff, yes.
Or, as he would say, Cardiff.
Well, we have someone in here that is from Cardiff, so. Oh, Basin, I thought you were much taller than that. And Mr. Durbin, by the way, I was laughing because Diane had said, well, thanked me, by the way, during your auction. But yeah, I know that you mentioned that coin on that video, so that's why I gave it to you. I'm not sure if you actually remembered having that conversation, but you mentioned how much you liked it, so that's why I sent you that piece of bullion.
Alexander Smith is approximately 160 centimeters tall.
Yeah, that means nothing to me anymore. Nothing.
Basehead's the same height as me. Lemonhead Penny is tall as a tree, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, God, yeah. 6'5" for Lemonhead Penny, insane.
Yeah. I have an uncle that tall. He's a big fella. Real big fella.
Joe, it's my pleasure. You know, I'm still waiting for that bell, and I keep joking about that. I do mean joking, so please don't do anything. So I'm going to stop mentioning it because I don't want you to take that the wrong way. But I love the ring. You didn't ask for anything. You didn't want anything. And I just thought I had to do something to show my respect and my gratitude to you. So still got it on. Still keeping care of it.
You know, they don't go anywhere. They kind of stay where you put them.
Well, you know, I mean, this is a 999 ring. So it's pure silver, made out of, I don't remember what coin it was. I'm so sorry, Joe. But I just, well, the ridge marks are slightly wearing away. I've taken it off for a second. But
it's probably an Austrian Philharmonic.
It doesn't really matter because it's on my finger and I'm happy. It would be interesting because I still have the inside bit as well to see how much loss out of 1 ounces have I taken since I've owned it and keep track of that.
Well, the middle gets either punched or drilled out, so it's less than an ounce when when the ring is completed.
Yeah, but I have the middle.
Oh, okay.
Because Mr. Durbin sent it to me.
Canadian wolf coin.
Yep, that's what it was. Oh,
I
man.
knew it wasn't an ASC.
See, now I think about it, Canadian wolf. You know, I was about to make a joke there, and then I thought I'm probably going to get kicked off of YouTube for saying that joke. So I'm not going to say that joke. Tacos, Mexico. If you're from the Northeast, you're going to get that.
You're still here.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wow, that's really hot.
Mine's really empty.
No, it's okay. I should have blown on it first. Like, wow. It's the hottest sip of coffee I've taken this week. Woo.
God.
I don't mind. I like it.
Well, Ford cars, don't get me started. Found on Road Dead. I can't say the other one. Over rebuilt Dodge. But yeah, there's plenty of analogies for Fords, and there's a reason why we've gone through an awful lot of them in this household. And actually, my wife does own a Ford. We had a Cosworth. We had the normal Escort. We had an ST. We had a Mondeo, and she's now driving around on a Mondeo Estate, which is a Mondeo station wagon in America. But yeah, Ford cars. Oh, and a Ford Sierra. So there you go. Because Alexander's mentioning that Ford cars are, so great because they're going up in popular, like becoming really valuable. They're actually just going up in value because the only ones that are left are kept in museums under controlled temperatures, and no one's driving them, so they're not rotting.
Well, yeah, they have to remove the atmosphere from the room and then hermetically seal it in a nitrogen environment so that it does not rust.
Yep. I swear to God, though, my Chevy though was just as bad, and I my Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, whatever car you have to take care of it and keep on top of the freaking rust and freaking or it's gonna freaking just turn into a pile of brown dust.
Yep.
Whatever car it is, it doesn't matter what it is. Unless it's a DeLorean, that they tended to keep their
No, they set on fire themselves. They lock you in, so you'll turn to dust before the car will.
Well, they tended to not rust, is what I meant. Because they
Oh, no,
had steel body.
no, they rust really bad, actually.
DeLoreans?
Yes.
No, the body of the car does not. Maybe the frame
No,
might.
yeah, the chassis and stuff. Just a horrendous bet. Ford Escort, my old man was constantly rebuilding them. Yeah, I could imagine why. For my ex-boss, and plastic bags, newspaper, because he would. Right, yeah. So basically, they were taking a panel of a car, filling it up, putting it on with lots of stuff, using tons of filler, and replacing a panel. That's not cool. No snow here. Cars don't rust.
Chicken wire, cardboard,
Oh, yes. Bender done Bondo.
Bondo, or spackle.
Yep.
Spackle.
And
Like
a piece of string.
For drywall.
And a piece of string. Because you have to pull the piece of string from the cardboard, which held onto chicken wire from behind the panel. And then you filled it. And then when it was dry, it stayed. And then you sanded it all down. And that was it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't use a piece of string. I use a butter knife.
But we did little filling things. We would actually.
When we were teenagers, we would take the chicken wire, reshape the body line. We would have it backed with cardboard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we would freaking reshape the body line with cardboard and chicken wire, and then we would freaking spackle or freaking if we could afford it, or like borrow somebody's Bondo. We'd freaking use that, and then we'd freaking trowel it in with a butter knife, because like having the appropriate tools when you're a teenager is probably spotty at best.
Yep.
Or a piece of the cardboard that you're using, just use that.
Yeah. Well, what we would do is we would put a string onto the cardboard, just with hot glue or something. Then we'd put the chicken wire over that, or aluminum mesh. Then, we'd pull it up from behind the panel of the car, put the Bondo or the filler onto the car, let that settle in, and then completely sand, the panel out to get it to, how it's supposed to be. And that would be it.
Either that or fiberglass. And boy, that stuff is a pain in the butt to work with.
Oh, I got plenty of it, yes. And it is a pain in the butt to work with. What's even worse is carbon fiber. Because if you thought fiberglass was really bad, because of the strands, carbon fiber is incredibly difficult to work with. Same process.
I have never worked with carbon fiber ever.
Okay, well, you've done just a normal why can't I just say that word now? You've done the normal fiberglass. So you know that you have a certain amount of time, which is usually, you can probably get away with it under the right conditions of about 20 minutes to work with.
If you're using it in 90-degree weather, which was often the case, it shortens the pot life.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do that in small batches. Yeah, I know. Because then you get like 5 minutes working time. With carbon fiber, you have like a 5-minute window at the most. And you also have to seal it. So you have to find a way to almost like to vacuum seal it at the same time. So it is a nightmare to work with, and that's if you do want to get strength. Oh, see, there you go, Brian's World. Here we go. No, not Tijuana. This is just old stuff that we actually used to do. Well, what I used to do, to be honest with you.
Hey, Brian, I'm surprised you don't know how to redneck. You know, you living in the United States and everything. Y'all know how about rednecking already.
See, I've actually done. I went to college. I did a car body, auto body repair. Doodle, whatever you want to call it. And I don't recommend any of this. This is not how it's done. If a panel's that badly damaged, you cut it out and you refabricate it with a new piece of sheet metal, and you work from there. You build a template out of cardboard.
Aluminum tape and cardboard. That was one of my favorites.
No.
No metal, just aluminum tape and cardboard.
Yeah, I could imagine. Never did that one.
Pizza box, if you have to. Oh yeah.
Oh no, I did that once on the floor. Oh, Brian, the funny thing is that my welding skills, they're okay. That's all I can say. They're okay. I've never been able to get the perfect moons that you get as you go along. I also find that when you put the mask on, I can't see a damn thing, period. Even whilst I'm welding, I can see there's a red blob, and you think, yeah, okay, that's fine. But where does it need to go? Obviously, it's just a required, I don't know. It's a skill that just becomes second nature to you. I tend to do a lot of tack welding, and then I pass it on to a friend who then finishes it off for me. But I could tack weld just about anything. I use a MIG welder. But yeah, Brian is called Cowboy, which shouldn't be done, but it happens. Oh, sorry, Brian is called Cowboy, which shouldn't be done, and it happens. Yes, it does. My Ford Sierra had the wheel arch pulled out. It was rusted through in a hole, and I ended up filling it with some aluminum metal and just some Bondo, and that was it. But yeah, done it.
Well, lead would be ideal. When as a finish, after you've joined the body panels correctly with a welder or whatever, of some sort. But we're talking about rednecking, Brian. Rednecking.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have body filler, by the way, and you don't have spackle, well, before you put on the Krylon spray paint, you might want to, if you're going to use some kind of body filler, ketchup comes to mind. But only if the weather's like fair or colder, If it gets hot, it'll kind of shrink, and it might even just like freaking run right out. It gets messy.
Okay. Right. So you only needed to fill the seams of the body panels. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Not a problem. I would use lead if I was working on a freaking, a body project. Yes, because now I know how to do body work, and I'm not a teenager just trying to freaking desperately get a car through inspection, barely.
See, when you're using lead or if you're welding aluminum, those are the two. Brian, I commend you, man, just for using lead. That stuff is like, yeah, a pain in the backside to work with.
Not if you know how.
Well, no, I know exactly. Everything's fine if you know how to do it.
It's
But
not that difficult to work with lead.
no, it's not taught anymore. It's incredibly toxic, and the only way that you learn is from the old school method, such as Brian, who could do probably a ton of stuff that we can't, or definitely that I can't. I know that much. I had a truck that had a rag and Bondo on it to cover up the. Oh my god! Yep, I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you don't repair floors with pizza box. You repair it with plywood. Ah.
Believe it or not, when I went through my DMV inspection, I actually passed. But they stuck the thing underneath. I mean, this is years and years ago. I mean, over 20 plus years. They stuck the mirror underneath the car as they did and went around. And I'm thinking, okay, you sat in your car at this point because it's basically a drive-through. And then they passed it. I was like, I don't know how the heck you passed this. But yeah, they passed it, and it never made it to its next inspection because it died by then. So it was terminal. But yeah, no, that's fair enough. But anyway,
when you're working on a Ford Escort that's about to hit the junkyard anyway, and you want to get the car through inspection, and the thing is literally rusting to pieces. It's like a freaking 10-year-old, like a 10-year-old front-wheel drive four-banger. Nobody's gonna care about that freaking car or what happens to it after it leaves the DMV. So there you go.
Well, yeah, the escorts that he's talking about are going to be like the four-wheel drive Sierra or the Cosworth, which I don't think made it to America, either of these models. These were supercars back in the day. And still to this day, I mean, if you look at a Cosworth, I mean, they're at the price of a 911, a vintage 911. So
I'm talking about.
Oh, I know, basic escort. I get it totally.
I'm talking about like the Aries K.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Reliant. I'm talking about the Topaz. I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. Well, a lot of the names, like the Escort that I remember in America, is totally different than the Escort that was over here at the same time. And I think, how could Ford make an Escort that are completely two separate cars, named the same, but are in different countries? So it's incredibly amazing. Oh, right. So you did have the Cos. See, I never remembered the Cosworth ever whilst I was in America. And when I had an opportunity to buy one, my wife didn't mind. We were young, we were in our early 20s, and we just said, well, what the heck? It's a nice vehicle to have.
Yeah.
So we bought it. Didn't cost us a fortune. It didn't. I would say the biggest problem that we had with the Cosworth at the time was that it would constantly go through the suspension bushes and the steering arm the bush as well. That would go as well on a regular basis. Alex, as I had already explained, names were different in America. It was still made by Ford, and trust me, those things did exist over there. Sierra is a GMC truck here. It might be, yeah. The Ford Sierra, I mean, it's an old vehicle now. I mean, I think it's 88 or something.
The GMC Sierra, and then there's the Cutlass Sierra, which is a freaking Oldsmobile car.
Oh, God, yeah. So,
spelled differently, of course.
yeah.
The Granada was a Ford. It was actually not a bad car if you took care of it, and you know.
The Vauxhall also have a Granada over here.
Believe it or not, the Ford Granada here in America was actually comparable to one of the Mercedes. They actually freaking took design implements from the Mercedes of the same time period.
I remember all that.
Well, this is because Ford and Mercedes were like, the best of friends back in the day.
Yeah.
For a
But
long time.
I'm just trying to translate the chat because Alexander's on the fact that, the Cortina is Vauxhall. The Cavalier is Vauxhall.
Cavalier was Chevy over here, and a lot of people would rather spit on one of those things rather than ride in it.
Exactly.
I mean, it was such a just. Some people are like, "Oh, I left my Cavalier." Yes, along with all of your other freaking teenage girl dreams, fine.
And then you have the nerdy person who drove around in a oh God, what was it? I want to say Audi, but it could have been. It's either Audi or was it? Yeah, I think it was Audi back in the day. It was the Audi, I want to say Quattro or it was something like that. It wasn't the racing heritage version of it. Brian, you're going to know exactly what car I'm talking about because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it was one of the safest vehicles you could ever own, and incredibly reliable, incredibly bland.
Oh, tell me John, tell me how you feel about the Merkur XR4 Ti.
Don't know what one that is.
You don't know they also call it the Merkur. No?
No, it's not resonating with me at all.
Hmm.
And I'm a car guy, so I don't have a freaking clue.
Quite a quirky little vehicle. Nah, not important.
Lemonhead Volvo. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Woolly.
Ovlov, as we used to call it. Ovlov.
Yeah, I remember.
Because you would always know one person that had one, and their parents would be, hyper about it. You can't do anything to the car. You couldn't change the radio.
Yep. Don't change the freaking radio settings. Don't change the seat settings. Nothing. Don't touch anything in my car, but you can, except for the steering wheel and the brake pedal.
Yeah. And make sure you put the seatbelt on. That was it. Yeah.
And then freaking the kid wouldn't abuse the car, but then the freaking father ends up freaking crashing it in a drunk driving accident. What happened?
Yeah, but you know what? That always plays to the whole stereotypes as well. I mean, I hate drunk drivers, you know that, but there's one of those things.
Is that why you moved out of Connecticut?
No.
Dude, this is like a drunk driving state, like a crazy drunk driving state, dude.
Oh, I know. What I don't understand is how there are so many bars in downtown Torrington where there's no population or residents anywhere nearby and no form of public transport. So it's not like you can just ring up and phone a cab or grab a bus. It just baffles me.
It's the same thing in freaking Enfield. It's the same thing in a lot of different towns. There's no bus system for after hours, and the cops will sit across the street from this place called Jimmy's Pub. They'll freaking sit across the street from it, and they'll just watch the cars leave. They know every single drunk that freaking hangs out in that bar. It's all the same. It's all the regular characters. And I'm old enough where I know most of them now. I didn't when I was younger, but now most of the old timers are gone. And the old regulars are gone, and most of the people that hang there now, I know them. It's the same thing with the freaking Cloverleaf. It's the same thing. Any of the freaking bars around there, it's the same thing. And the cops will sit there and watch them leave. They know that they're tanked, and if they're freaking swerving all over the road, then they'll pull them over. Either that, or they'll follow them home and make sure that they don't freaking get into too much trouble.
Yeah, because otherwise it's entrapment.
Protect and serve. The cops are some of the cops really aren't that bad of guys. Just saying.
No. See, I could also remember though being in the back of pickup trucks and all of that. Driving from oh god, what was that amusement park near us?
Quasi.
Is that the one with the old roller coaster, the oldest wooden roller coaster?
Riverside.
Riverside, yes, thank you.
Riverside is like freaking 20 minutes up the road from me.
Yeah, it was about 40 minutes away from me. So,
But put your foot to the rug.
But yeah, it's crazy. How many transit vans have they tugged lately where you are? I don't know. I speak to my friends in the police, and at the moment, they're actually dealing with shop abuse at the moment, not really, vehicles. I mean, the vehicles that I've seen that are being pulled over are youths being, absolutely youths and idiots.
Hey, do you know anybody that's got a freaking the Volkswagen vans over there? There's one called the T4, I think.
Okay, I'd have to look at that.
Well, anyway, do you know anybody that's got a Volkswagen van over there? Because a friend of mine is looking for a Volkswagen van in the UK. A friend of mine in the UK is looking for one.
Well, just tell your friend to shoot me an email. I got plenty of people that deal in vehicles, like proper vehicles, not old-fashioned. Let's spackle it up. But it depends what it is. I mean, if he's looking for a camper van or something, there's a place about 2 miles, not even 2 miles away from me, that all they do is Volkswagen, the old camper vans, Beetles.
No, he wants a modern one. He wants a T4. It's like a 2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
You can just look at Auto Trader. He'll find one.
Yeah, but he's in a completely different area of the UK than you.
Yeah, Auto Trader has them listed on their website. It doesn't matter. You hit national, and if you're in Scotland, Wales, it will bring it up.
Yeah, but he doesn't see the ones that are sitting on the side of the road with a for sale sign in the window.
They don't do that.
Who doesn't?
Over here, it's rare as hell to find a car like that. And if you do, you certainly don't want to be approaching it, not if it's not in an advert.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a done thing. I mean, I've had people knocking at my door asking to buy my Jeep and stuff. But that's just because it's there and they like it. So if someone sees something they like, they'll actually approach you and ask you. But to actually put a for sale sign on your own private car here in the UK, yeah, you can do it and drive it around, but you usually put it in a newspaper or it's in the Auto Trader or on the website.
That doesn't sound like a particularly efficient way to sell a car. Just saying.
Well, no, it is because we have different laws here as well. So if I were to buy a car from you and it were to break down within 30 days, you either have to refund me or have it repaired.
That's do remember over here we have like as is and
Not
like
over here. Yeah, not over here. You can put sold as seen as much as you like, and that means jack.
huh.
There is a legal statute that says that you have to declare stuff. The only time you're going to get away with it is if you declare all known faults and say you can also have it inspected at wherever you like. It is sold as seen. I've listed everything. I'm not a mechanic, but I've given you the option to do so. They sign a piece of paper to say that. You sign a piece of paper as well. So you both have copies. And then, that's it. But then buying a car as well over here means that once they buy it from you, it's not like they can just drive it home. They have to basically sit in your driveway or wherever you're selling the car. Usually it's at your own residence. And they're going to have to phone up, get it taxed immediately online or, on an app. They also have to have it insured into their name before even leaving. They have to have insurance ready, and then they can go. I had this.
Well, then you can drive it on the road.
Yeah. So they can't.
Here, you can't even do that. You know that.
I know you have to get the temporary plates and all that stuff.
Yeah. You're not supposed to, but I'll drive it down the road. I don't.
No, I mean I've not at all put my parents' plates on my car when I was younger, or bought a car for that reason, just to get it home. But yeah, over here it's a big thing where
the license plate stays with the car. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because it's part of your VIN number. So
yeah, I know. It's over here. It's way different. Stuff's just totally freaking different here. It's not like either one is superior to the other. It's just that our system works differently.
Yeah. Well, there's more buyer's protection in this country, which is a good thing. It does, however, lend itself, like everything that's good, there's going to be a bad to it. So there will be some unscrupulous idiot who tries to play it on. And,
like in Connecticut, the land of fraud?
Pretty much, yeah, sadly. Yes. Well, welcome to Hartford, Connecticut, because now you are definitely not only in gang territory, but you may have bought something incredibly stupid. By the way, don't open up any door panels because your car will be stolen tomorrow and all of those items will be removed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Connecticut.
I just nailed it.
The insurance capital of the world, also the fraud capital of the United States, at least. Oh, what did they do on a national level? There was a type of I forget what the freaking maneuver's called, but it's where somebody freaking like gets in front of you and then slams on their freaking brakes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but they took it a step further, and somebody is in back of you and creams your freaking car.
Oh.
So both of those things are on the freaking like nationally are no fault. Now,
unless you have my vehicle or my vehicle setup. I have there's a video somewhere down in my video history. You'll see it.
Oh.
And I'm driving along in my Jeep. It's very clear and evident. And this car pulls out, literally smacks into me. Now, the cameras are a very wide view. It tells you the speed. It tells you my location. It tells you how hard I had to brake. It tells you the time, the date, everything.
I'm not talking about modern circumstances. I'm talking about like 30 years ago. It got so bad in the state, back in the freaking in the early 80s. It got so bad here in Connecticut that they had to freaking make it so that there's no fault in the state of Connecticut because of those maneuvers.
Well, I don't remember that when I was, driving, so I don't have a clue.
It's like I said, it's the fraud capital of the U.S. Like over in California, it got pretty bad too. Now they just don't care.
Hey, Trapperman.
Hey, Trapperman, what's up? How you doing? In California, they don't even care anymore. They don't care if you have a license. They don't care if your car is registered. They don't care if you freaking just like freaking plow into people and walking across the road. They've stopped caring.
Yes, David, I do. Vehicle identification number, you're absolutely spot on with that. That is a VIN number, which forms your number plate. So recently, my number plate was duplicated.
I should say in LA. I should be specific and say in LA. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, recently my vehicle was duplicated. Someone made up a false plate, put it on their vehicle.
Hey, Rob,
same color, same everything. And yeah, this is how good the police system is and works over here, is that they knew where my normal routes of driving are. And because the other person used it when I disputed the ticket, because I got one through the door, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning when this alleged incident happened. And yeah, it was interesting. They told me where the other vehicle was. They could also tell me how far my number plate sits, where it sits on the vehicle, in conjunction to the other vehicle, and it broke it down. And it's all because of tiny cameras throughout the whole UK. They can monitor your movements very easily. I know. I still need to get a cup of coffee.
They can monitor me while I'm twerking on my bicycle.
Yeah, just don't drink and bicycle, because that's a crime now as well.
It always has been.
Yeah, but there was, what was it? There was something funny about that where you could be drunk and operate something like a lawnmower, and then they had to change it because it was something really dumb like that. And someone even pushed it. I mean, this is what, like 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago. Someone pushed it where they were drunk on a horse. So they actually rode the horse to the bar, got drunk, and then rode the horse back. But the horse knew the way. It sounds utterly comical, which it is, but it's true. And this person eventually got stopped and arrested.
Yeah,
it is insane.
You shouldn't be trying to operate any form of conveyance on the road while you're intoxicated.
See, I rode a horse in Connecticut because we used to ride our horses in Winsted, and it was lovely. It was fun. Of course, you ride on the road, you have a good time. I would never consider drink riding. But yeah, that would be an interesting one for a copper, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
I had to turn my AC back on.
Well, I'm going to be wrapping up anyway because I need to do a few things. I need to make some phone calls.
You need to have the skull.
But it is super awesome because if you didn't hear the news before, basically the Edinburgh Assay office, all my stuff is passed as I expected it to. I didn't sand it, using anything. So I was kind of testing them, and they are stamping my stuff at the moment. So, hoorah! In fact, I want to see if I can show you guys. I want to see if they've updated their details. That's the crucial thing. If they've updated their details and I can see it, that'll be nice. I know, isn't that crazy, David? It's funny though. But I mean, to be fair, if you're riding a horse and it comes barreling at you, even in a vehicle, you're risking a lot of people's lives. So I do understand that fully. So on a comical front, I laugh about it, but in reality, I can see how severe that can be. I'm just logging into my personal account here on the Edinburgh office. And are you ready? Let's see if I can do this here. I'm looking at this. I'm super excited. See my ugly mug really up close. I'm having a really bad hair day. Don't know why.
Yeah, you ain't the only one.
You don't see that?
No.
It says the word, green letters.
Pass.
Yep. So I have my lovely bits and bobs. Big insurance thing. You can see, by the way, all this kind of stuff that we have to do for hallmarking. And I make no mistake about lying it. I have an authorized thing there. That's when I failed a part of my assay. But yeah, I have all of my details, all the box on there. It's super awesome. I'm super happy. It's passed. They're hallmarking it now. And that means that basically I'm going to have to pay a ton of money to get my silver sent back to me once they're finished doing that, because they're stamping it right now. This is a face of happiness. No, really, I am happy, actually.
I'm glad you're happy.
Bugger, right there. Sorry. Trying to put you back on.
Can we call you Mr. Happy?
No.
Damn it.
Is it legal to drive a mule pulling a mining cart if it's on rails less than 3 feet apart whilst drunk? I have no idea. Thank you, Mr. Bergman. Talk to the RSPCA. They may have a better idea. Yes, right. Alex, when the Edinburgh office passes an item, I'm guaranteed to be, what's the word? Charged for my drilling and filling on at least 6 items, because that's how they operate for a start. But every single item had to go through an XRF machine to start with. So every single one of them goes onto a conveyor belt and it gets individually scrutinized as a quick thing. Then they'll take samples of at least 6 of my items, at least. They can take more. So that's up to their scrutiny, and they may do so. But there you go. The Edinburgh Assay Office guarantees 100% that if an item is stamped as 999 pure silver, 925, 900, so on and so forth, or platinum or gold or whatever, that it is that purity of metal. And if in doubt, you can take the piece back to the Edinburgh Assay Office, question it, and or contact them, send them an email if you're in America, whatever. Basically, if I sell something and it has my hallmark on it that they put on, if it is not pure, then they're liable, which means then I'm going to be liable. But mainly, they're liable because they already have an insurance policy coverage on it. And, they're the oldest assay office, in the country and the most reputable as well. So I hope that puts you mind at ease. And also the most freaking expensive.
Really?
Oh, no, I'm not kidding you. The cost to get my stuff assayed, if I sent it down to the next best assay office, which would be Birmingham assay office, I would be saving over 50% in costs. Now, if I went with
is there one in a town called McGee?
No.
So there's no Assay McGee over there?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if I missed a joke, but no.
Yes, it was a joke.
I kind of figured it must have been.
There's a show called Assay McGee on Adult Swim.
Meow. Meow.
Well, you don't get American TV over there. I forgot.
Yeah. Anyone that watches or knows who Jeff Dunn is, a lot of people in this country probably don't have a clue. But yes, Peanut. No. Oh God! Right. So anyway, yeah. Daycon. What was that about gold plated? Hold on.
Later, Rob 6.
Right. Well, if I poured a gold-plated bar, they're still gonna be able to tell that it's gold-plated. So the XRF machines that they use are high industrial ones, and they can actually go down to about an inch on not only top but bottom. So, in all fairness, they're scanning my pieces entirely. The purity side of things, when they drill it to fill it. It then is just a second thing where they're using a chemical analysis to ensure it is pure. What was that? Yeah, Birmingham. Most of the stuff was stamped from Birmingham. Okay, right. They now introduce, and yeah, hi Rob as well. They now introduce multi-metals where if you want to have plated items, submitted. So you have a pure gold, pure silver with gold plating. They can actually break it down and tell you, and they'll stamp it accordingly. So there's all sorts of weird, wonderful legal stamps to behold. So it is crazy. It's insane, and it's a lot of work, but. Just so you guys know, I mean, I sent over my stuff about, what does it say here? Claims they received it on the 27th, but I sent it before then. So yeah, I'm waiting about 3 weeks, maybe by the time they're done 4, before I get my stuff back. So I'm already working towards a next batch of items to go on my website.
A gold bat?
Yeah.
Yes. Like Ozzy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's one of those things that the tiniest of imperfections it is crazy. I mean, the reason why a part of my batch failed was that you get graphite smuts, and I get trolls that come into my videos and I laugh like heck because I know who they are, or I have a good indication who they are.
Lady Collects wants you to pour a platinum bar.
Yeah, I know you can. Yeah, he's laughing as well. But yeah, you can get bent, buddy. I'm not doing it.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, what temperature does platinum melt at for a start?
I don't know, like $3,000.
No, is the answer. Plain and simply, no. I have a bar for my base metals. Sorry, a bar. I have a separate thing for my base metals. I have a separate thing for my gold, and I have the two furnaces for my silver. And I don't do gold on any scale yet to be submitting stuff on. So those are just my own bets.
So why don't you want to pour a platinum bar?
Temperature for a start is incredibly high. Purity wise, it would only ever be 9995. And that's assuming that you get the purest thing. And platinum is susceptible to getting the tiniest of imperfections on it. No. You hit it once with the hammer, it will take a bit of that hammer and embed itself. It's insane.
Well, platinum's about as hard as steel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do hit it with something, you have to hit it with something that's harder than platinum.
Yes. I steel. Cast iron.
No, platinum's definitely harder than cast iron.
No, because you usually bounce in the two between. So, how about live streams of 8? What? Use oxyacetylene. Yes, it will melt it. You're right.
Yeah, but
just
keeping it actually pouring temperature is the trick. That's the freaking,
It's so funny. I love watching.
You would have to use like 2 or 3 acetylene torches to freaking keep it freaking hot enough. And
thank you. See, the thing that most people don't understand or don't really have a clue. They may start off pouring aluminum, copper, silver, even. Okay, the minute that you progress from silver, and you've got it to a point where, of course, I'm passing an assay test, and I've seen other people in this industry, if you like, in the UK, and I'm not mentioning names for just because it's not a show and tell, but these people I respect. And we've all had the same thing. We've all failed an assay. Just because of something so minute, a tiny bit of iron oxide enters into something that could destroy everything. You rub it with something, you touch it with something. I mean, I've invested so much in equipment to stop everything. It's insane. And then I look at people in America, with all due respect, bless it, and there's some great pours out there. But I'm watching people, and even in the UK, some people are still selling without assaying their work. And they'll take an item, and then they're going to take a jeweler's saw or hacksaw and cut the sprue off. So you're getting contamination, by the way, here, if you haven't gathered. Then they're going to sand it down using their normal sander or whatever. Then they polish it up on a buffing wheel that they've used for other materials, like copper bars or whatever. So, and when you're polishing, if you haven't done so with metals, you're going to know that the metal gets hot. Silver gets incredibly hot while you're polishing.
Yes.
So all those little micro bits are being embedded into that silver. And I think, what the heck? As I said, I've sent off items, and I just know there are some companies that are selling stuff that are real, or people that are selling stuff that really are not pure silver by any aspect. Wouldn't even hit 900 on the silver, from being assayed. Because I've sent it in just for examination. So let's just catch up here. No, I'm not doing a gold bar. I'm not. Well, I might pour one just for laughs, just so you guys can see. But yeah,
Do you know the only reason that people don't pour gold bars is because they're scared where they pee.
Yeah,
they're skittle in the piddle. They freaking they think, oh, well, if I freaking take the trouble to freaking pour this bar and it doesn't sell, that it's not going to freaking like have the value ever. Okay, and they think that they're going to lose out on it, or some delusion that some people have, and it's not the truth. If you pour a gold bar, you have the gold bar. What's the complaint about? You have the gold.
I know.
If nobody buys it,
and it's already certified. It's already genuine.
If nobody buys it, if nobody buys the damn gold bar, you still have it. If nobody buys the silver, well, that's different because silver fluctuates so freaking wildly, and it's freaking like subject to freaking demand. It's like heavily subject to demand. Gold is always going to freaking have the value, no matter what. And if you can't freaking sell it on the market, you can freaking trade it privately.
Well,
am I wrong?
Yes. If you were to buy a gold bar today and it goes back to the prices, which it will do, so I'll talk into British pounds. At the moment, it's about £1,500. It was about 900 pounds. Okay, so if you buy it today and it drops back down, guess what? That gold bar, you're gonna lose out one heck of a difference because of premiums. If you melt the gold bar and you don't have, of course, an assay with it, then forget about it. You've lost everything. You've lost all 1,500 quid because no one will touch it. Legally speaking, here, if you don't have an assay on silver, it's white metal.
And you're not listening to me, apparently, because I told you you will at least be able to trade it privately.
Okay.
It needs no provenance. It just needs for somebody to be willing to freaking make the trade.
Yeah. Anyone that makes a gold bar in America and then subsequently buys it. So let's say I buy it from Billy Monkey 221. There you go. I'm just trying to make something. Hopefully, it doesn't exist. And I say, oh yeah, hey, pour me a 1 ounce bar of gold, please. And I buy it from him. And this could still be in Connecticut or wherever you like in America. I buy it. Well, one, I don't have a freaking clue if it is genuine or not without full testing it. Yes, you could do a specific gravity test, but that's not foolproof. You need an XRF machine, and realistically, the only way you're going to find out, and America is key central for fake bars of gold, everyone. If you don't know that,
okay, I'm not discussing I'm not discussing this to freaking like to discount any kind of assay. I'm just saying.
No. But I'm just saying, anyone who buys a poured gold bar, which makes 0 sense to me at all, you have to be crazy. You're either going to want a gold nugget, if that's what they found. You're going to want the scrap gold jewelry to sell it on. And that person, of course, will then do whatever they want to do and make money. But you never would buy a fake, not fake, but just a genuine poured bar. I wish someone from a pawn shop was in here, because I know a couple of friends in America would not touch them, and they own pawn shops. They wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, and they'd tell the person just to go away. They wouldn't even examine it if it's like a poured item or something. That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people that will just turn around and walk away. Trapper Man, Lemonhead, and Foxrun. Questions to you guys there. Would you purchase a poured gold bar from someone, I don't know, in the community?
So you wouldn't buy a handmade piece of gold jewelry?
No, it has to be absolutely stamped, hallmarked.
That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say anything about assay, and I didn't say anything about stamping. I'm simply asking you, like, why are people so scared of pouring bars of gold, pouring pieces of gold? Like, maybe they want to do cat faces. Maybe they want to do dog paws, paw prints or something like that. Or they want to do fingernails. They want to freaking make gold fingernails, and that's burgeoning on jewelry there. But it goes along with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a handmade piece of gold jewelry, a hand poured piece of gold. It's the same as far as from my perspective. And I make jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter either way. Now, I'm not a professional jeweler. No, I don't work in a shop, and I don't have a license. So I'm an amateur jewelry maker. Okay. Mm-hmm. If I was a professional, things would be getting stamped all the time. Things would be sent off to assay if they needed to be. Yes, mm-hmm. Absolutely. But my question to my quandary here is, why are people so scared to pour bars? They don't think they're going to get the money back, and you say that there's no freaking that there's no market for it, and that a freaking why are you throwing up all these roadblocks? I mean, because you are one of the freaking gold bar, the poured gold bar naysayers. Okay, I'm asking you why. Even if there is assay involved, even if you send it off to assay, why would you still say no?
I wouldn't. At that point, I have no arguments.
Okay.
If a bar or a piece of jewelry has been stamped and hallmarked, so it has a guarantee on it that it's pure, or that it is of 22, 18, 14, 10, 9 karat gold, then I'm more than happy to buy it.
I'm not talking about you purchasing it. I'm talking about you making it.
Oh, I don't have a problem making it. The thing is that there is a lot to lose. It's not like pouring silver where you can lose quite easily 2 to 4 kilos, which is, still a big sum. But if you then were looking at an ounce of silver, an ounce of gold is there, it's minute. So of course you're going to be doing things in quantity. And at this point, you're no longer talking of a 27 or 25 pound item. You're talking about a 1,500 pound item minimum, for an ounce, okay? And if you get a tiny bit of imperfection, it's game over. You've now lost everything that you've just done.
How about this? I have this here.
You're going to need to make it super quick because my battery is about to die. So
I have this here, okay? If I wanted you to pour this exact item for me,
yeah,
in 18 karat gold, you really going to tell me? Hold on. You really going to tell me that it absolutely 100% has to go off to assay first?
Yep, by law.
Even if we're not talking on YouTube anymore, we certainly kill the camera.
By law.
Go talk in the other room.
By law. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can pour it. If I put a tiny bit of my maker's mark, my normal Ace or whatever on it, and it somehow gets traced back to me, wow, yeah, I'm in deep trouble. The people that are pouring silver in this country and are not having things assayed, we're talking silver, just to start with quickly. They're breaking the law, and potentially leading themselves wide open to a huge trading standards lawsuit and potentially having everything removed plus some. Now, to do it with gold, wow, that's an entire new level. And then you're looking at things like tax evasion. Why? I mean, there could be a lot of government-backed type of issues that can arise from that. Why did I not want it to go through an assay? Am I trying to go through tax evasion or something like that? Am I selling stolen property? Gold, of course, is widely known and incredibly valuable. So it's something like that that's incredibly, you just don't want to mess with. So anything, if I did pour gold, I would send it straight up to be assayed without a shake of a lamb. I'd pour it for myself, but I couldn't sell it.
Yeah. I don't think the Queen gets the tax money anymore.
Oh, she still does, I think.
I think
she gets her allowance.
I think she gets a cut. a cut of the taxes.
Yeah.
Kind of like the freaking the store that you work for gets a cut of your tip money, when you're a freaking server at a restaurant.
Yeah. Trapperman, by the way, I haven't been missing or not replying to your remarks. I have seen them, everything from the pieces of 8, etc. Shoot me an email. Go to my website, fill in the form, shoot me an email. If you are serious, I'll have a look, and we'll be more than happy to talk. Let me know that it's you, Trapperman, somehow. I'll put it in, incorporate that in the email. And I'm serious. I'll help you out any way I can. I do custom pours all over the place, but yeah, it's not an issue. Justin, yeah, gold pouring, again, as I said, I don't have an issue with it. Making gold jewelry, fantastic, because when I was in school, we made gold, jewelry. They gave us little, sheets of gold to hammer out. It was fun. We had to pay for the gold and stuff like that ourselves. Our parents did. But yeah. But everyone, I am about to go because my battery is about to die, and sadly,
You've been on close to 2.5, right?
I'm under 10 at the moment. Well, the last count was 15. Then it went 15 to 10. So God knows what I'm at now.
227 right now.
What do you mean 227?
2 hours and 27 minutes.
Seriously?
Yes.
My God. Okay. I'm talking about my physical battery. Oh, yeah, I can see that now. My physical battery here on this device is about to die. So that's why
I need to John. Great to talk to you. I appreciate the discussion, by the way. I really do. I really appreciate that.
I want to pick that up because you made some good points, and there is certain circumstances that I would buy it. So I want to clarify that later. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, S-Mac.
See you later, buddy.
Have a good afternoon, everybody.